Do you use Twitter? Are you somebody who leverages Twitter for your brand, for your content, for your business? Well, we're going to talk about that and a whole lot more. It's the Creator Economy, a live stream podcast show. Make sure you come on back because I'm also going to be taking your questions live on the air. How do you monetize, Nez? How do you monetize in the Creator Economy? And a whole lot more. So come on in, come on in. Let's get this started. Welcome to the show, y'all.
What would happen if I took a chance? It's always hard at first glance. I don't wanna, but I know I gotta do it. The truth is hard to swallow. I think I'll chew it.
We're back. We're back. It's been a while. It's been a while, Nesmith. I know. Okay, you can hold your applause. I know, I'm excited too. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Nez Nation. Okay, you really need to stop. Welcome, Nez Nation. It is so awesome to see you. I am so excited to, it's been a while. It's been a while since we've done an episode. It's been a while since we've been live. And there is a lot to talk about. I'm very, very excited. We're going to jump right into it, but I want you to get your questions ready. I'm going to take your questions live on the podcast. And so I just want to make sure that everybody gets a chance to get their questions answered and everybody understands what they're listening and watching to. Replay viewers, podcast listeners, we're also live on TikTok. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Oh, we're also live on Twitter. Hello. So we're also live on Twitter too. And we also got some pretty big news coming your way in the creator economy. So I'm very, very excited about that. But again, if you have any questions, save them for the end because we're going to talk about why so much Elon hate. Where is all this Elon hate coming from? I mean, have you guys heard of this? Have you seen this? Celebrities have lost their damn minds. Holy mackerel. I don't think I've seen anything like it. It is quite the debacle. You've got people who are worth $200 million complaining that they lost their blue check mark. And I wanted to talk about this because I don't think we've talked about the power of Twitter. I started on Twitter back in 2015, maybe 2016. And to this day, I still think Twitter is the purest social media network. They really put the social in social media. And if you're a brand, if you're a business, if you're a content creator, building a thriving presence, community, audience that leads to conversions is actually really, really powerful on Twitter. So I want to talk about that and talk about what really inspired this podcast, what really inspired this topic is a couple of things. Number one, Twitter is one of my favorite, if not the favorite social media platform for many reasons. Not just being a content creator and a business owner, but just because I really enjoy the experience that I've had there. And I'm a big believer in the free economy of ideas. And I think now that Elon Musk, and I'll be quite honest with you, I don't think anybody truly really knows anything about Steve Jobs or anything about Elon Musk or anything about Henry Ford. People think they know these things. You don't really know these things. All I look at is results. So I don't get into personal attacks, personal details, personal attributes, et cetera, et cetera. What I'm really interested in is results, and actions always speak louder than words. And what are you doing to contribute? What are you doing with, are you taking action on the words that you promised your audience, that you promised your constituents, et cetera, et cetera? And being a creator economy leader, we can't not talk about this. And so I absolutely love Twitter. And, I genuinely asked this question to, this reporter right here for the New York Times, Paul Krugman, who is a pretty renowned journalist, who says, so I got my blue check back. I had nothing to do with it, and I'm definitely not paying. There's this real, and I've got some more screenshots I got to show you. You got to stick around for this. There's this very strange wave of antipathy towards Elon Musk, and I'm not really sure I quite understand it. I paid for Twitter Blue. I have a verified blue check mark. And it has absolutely zero to do with the actual check mark itself. The vanity, kind of status of having that blue check mark, it absolutely has nothing to do with that. I'm really, really intrigued. I'm really more interested in two things. Number one, I love Twitter. I've loved my experience. I love everything that, all the connections, the relationships, the networking I've been able to do on Twitter. And we can talk about that if you have any questions. Number two, I'm really, really excited about the new features, and I'm willing to pay for them. It's not a big deal to me. Like, am I happy about paying the $8? Of course not. I'm not happy about it, but I'm willing to do it. It's not, here. Okay, let me show you this. Let's just get right into it. I gotta show you this right here. This is Ben Stiller. Okay. So this is Ben Stiller. If you're watching on TikTok, you can come on over to you can, and I'll for podcast listeners and replay viewers, I'll kind of relay this. I'm going to sneeze because of allergies. Woo! In Southern California, holy macadamia nut, has it been really, really, allergy season is here, y'all. Okay, so I want you to see this. And by the way, most of these celebrities got their blue checks back, which I think is really weird. I don't really know what's going on there. If you know anything, let me know, because I have no idea how that even happened or what's happening. So Ben Stiller, who I've got a lot to say about Ben Stiller, but I won't get into it. No personal attacks. He's basically talentless. Okay, I got to stop before I get in trouble. I'm going to get demonetized. I know it. So Ben Stiller says, no blue check, still feel like me. Now you'll see in this screenshot, he's got his blue check mark back, but this was on April 20th. And there was another tweet that said, dude, your net worth is $200 million and you're complaining about $8 to keep verification. And his response was, I don't recall complaining. And Elon Musk doesn't get my $8, but you're free to support him. Elon Musk doesn't get my $8, and you're free to support him. And my response is down there below, where I say, you're not supporting him. This is a loss of epic proportions from a business standpoint. A terrible business move if profit was the motive. You guys, you have to look at me when I say this. Elon Musk is, I think he still is, he's got to be the top one or top two richest people on planet Earth. He's worth something like over 100, I don't even know what it is, 100 billion or something like that dollars. I mean, how much money does somebody need? You don't need more than, you don't need more. You don't need nobody needs $1 billion. It's beautiful to have. And if you worked hard for it and earned it, kudos. But nobody needs that kind of money. Okay. Nobody needs that. There is zero profit motive. I can't think of one reason. It's like, why would I pay $40 billion for headaches, stress, scrutiny, negativity, hate, trolling? Why would anybody pay that much? Why would anybody pay that much to literally just get showered with hate? It absolutely makes zero sense at all. I don't see, when Ben Stiller says, I don't want to support Elon Musk, you're not supporting Elon Musk. This is a social media platform. And yes, it's a free economy of ideas, as it should be, which, by the way, Elon Musk, I truly believe, like him or hate him or dislike him or like him or whatever, I truly believe that he is an entrepreneur of all entrepreneurs. He is the creme de la creme. He is a true blue, red-blooded, core of the core business owner and businessman. And there would be no innovation. There would be no, millions of jobs. There wouldn't be a progression of society. We wouldn't have the things that we have if it wasn't for the titans of industry. People wouldn't be able to feed their families, wouldn't be able to take care of themselves if there weren't people like Elon Musk creating jobs, creating new businesses, creating new capital, creating new innovations. I don't understand this whole idea of supporting Elon Musk. What are you saying? I don't get, and it gets worse. It just gets worse. And first of all, you have benefited from this platform probably more than anybody by promoting your crappy movies. Oh man, I said I was going to be objective. You see what happened? You see what happened? Nez hasn't gone live in ages, and here comes salty Nez. I don't suffer fools well, and I try to be really honest with you guys, Nez Nation. I have the utmost respect for you guys. I just don't suffer fools well. And I can't, I just can't fake it. Like, oh, yes, everybody wants to jump on the yes, he's inciting and stoking and he's transphobic. And no, he is. The beautiful thing about a free economy of ideas is that you are exposed to other points of view that don't make you feel tingly inside and butterfly inside and don't just reinforce how you view the world. You need opposing views. That's what's called the free economy of ideas. That's what's called a free democracy. You need there to be a platform that allows everybody their 2 cents. That was my joy. That was literally, hold on a second. That was literally the thing that I found the most powerful about really any of these social media platforms. The thing powerful about the fact that I can communicate something and I can reach Tunisia, I can reach Uruguay, I can reach Australia, I can reach Taiwan, I can reach Japan. I can reach remote areas, that I would never imagine being able to reach with the power of these platforms, and they're all free. They're all free. But Twitter is a business. And I got to be honest with you. Well, first, let me say this, and I want to hear your thoughts too. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on this. Do you think that Ben Stiller's right and all these other celebrities? I'm going to show you Bette Midler. Holy macadamia. Now, Bette Midler just literally lost her mind. Alyssa Milano, don't even get me started. Charlie Sheen, I've got a few more, but there's a cacophony. I mean, just a cavalcade of, that's 2 beautiful $1 million C words, of people and celebrities who are complaining about this and whining about this. People who are worth millions and millions of dollars. And Elon Musk even paid for Stephen King. Oh, this out of touch hack of a writer whose thinking is just so myopic and stuck in 1961 forever. He even paid for some of these people's blue check marks. Just kind of out of, okay, cool. You're really that bent out of shape over $8. I'll take care of it for you, which is, I don't agree with. He's also taking care of, obviously, he's brought back a lot of these other people's blue check marks. But I want to hear from you. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. I respond to all the comments personally. But let me say this before I get into I'll get into more of this free economy of ideas and why it's so important to have communication. To me, is the key to solving anything. I think the power of words, the power of sitting down, coming to the table of understanding, bringing your so-called opponent, foe, enemy, adversary, whatever you want to call them. Communication is more powerful than the atomic bomb. Your words have power. Your ability to wield those words with conviction, with heart, with inspiration, with humanity is the most powerful thing on planet Earth. Bombs of dust and atomic dust will never, ever come close to the power of words. Words can lift mountains, and words can plummet people into the depths of hell and depression. Your words have power, okay? And what I love about what Elon Musk has done with Twitter, because you cannot convince me that buying Twitter was a profitable venture or a profit motive in mind. It's impossible. The guy's got hundreds of billions of dollars. He doesn't need the money. I am thoroughly convinced that he actually bought Twitter Some people say, well, he bought Twitter to troll the media or to kind of expose the truth or be what do you call it? A whistleblower. I truly believe he bought Twitter because he actually believes in this thing called democracy. He actually believes in this thing called the freedom of speech, the freedom of thought, the freedom of religion, the freedom of expression that this beautiful country was founded on. I truly believe that he believes that. But he's also a businessman. So he's not going to just be like, if there's opportunities to turn this into, to sustain this, he's got thousands of employees at Twitter. Yes, he laid off a lot of people, but he's got thousands of employees at Twitter that count on Twitter for their income, for their ability to feed their kids and their family and pay their rent and mortgage. He's got to do what he does best. He's a businessman. He's an innovator. He's a trailblazer. He's got to do what he does best. And this is one way of doing it. And I think it's worth it. I think it's worth way more. How much do you pay for Netflix to watch all those crappy shows? How much do you pay for HBO Max and Hulu and all these crappy streaming services that aren't worth even a nickel? And he's only charging you $8. And you're worth $200 million and you won't pay the $8? Why? Because you hate Donald Trump? Like, it makes no sense. And you have profited off this platform. You've promoted your movies. You've wielded your influence. You've got millions of followers. You've got people who die to interact with you. You've got a chance to humanize who you are. You got a chance to connect with people in a real visceral way and be what I call the number one thing that everybody needs to have in the creator economy: relevancy. Relevancy. Excuse me. Relevancy is key. And you're not willing to pay the $8 because it supports him. So why do you, I don't understand, why do you patronize any business then? Any service, any business? Why do you just expect it to be free for you? I don't understand. But that's not why, okay? So these guys are all bent out of shape over losing a blue check mark. But that's not why. That's not why I'm going live here. I mean, yeah, I'm talking about this, but I really want to say how much I love Twitter and how much Twitter has been such a powerful platform for me as a business owner, as a content creator, and how it can be for you too. Again, I said Twitter is, to me, the purest social media platform. It really puts the social back in social media. Why? Because there's no room for spam. There's no room for self-promotion. There's no room for, you can get away with creating content on other platforms and putting money behind it. And people have kind of come to expect that. And people have kind of come to, there's real sneaky ways that you can really create on other platforms and it to come off as real and transparent, but you're really just promoting yourself. On Twitter, I'll never forget this. I had the opportunity to talk to people I never in a million years would have dreamed of talking to. I talked to one of my favorite actors on Twitter, and all I was doing was being capital R real. I tweeted out, this was years ago when I first started on Twitter, which is why I still love it today, because it still happens today. I tweeted out, man, I really loved your performance. I was watching your performance with my son, and we both started crying. And this actor, I forget who it was, this actor, I think it was one of the guys from Shawshank Redemption, he responded and said, thank you so much. That means the world to me. Really, really appreciate it. That actor now is forever going to be in my good graces, forever going to leave. He tattooed a favorable, beautiful impression on me, my kids, my family for life by doing what? Something that took him probably 8 seconds. Okay, no pun intended. Probably took him 8 seconds to do, which was just reply, just write a simple tweet. The ability to network. I can't tell you how many brand partners I've been able to connect with by just being real and honest and transparent. This very simple tweet, listen to this, everybody. Just this very simple tweet. Hey, so-and-so brand. I'll just put whatever brand you want in there. I can't tell you how many times I've had. Hey, I really like your products. I really dig. How can I get in contact with your director of marketing? Or is there any way I can, you could DM me the contact info of your partnerships manager? I can't tell you, just by a simple tweet. I mean, even on LinkedIn, it's hard to get this kind of response. Just a simple tweet like that. And I have been connected to the right people, to the right department, to the right division, and I have accrued 5-figure brand deals just through networking on Twitter. Networking with other people, colleagues, other content creators, other creator economy leaders, live streamers, podcasters, etc. It's one of the best platforms out there, and nobody's utilizing it. I don't see a lot of people talking about the power of Twitter. And the fact that these celebrities are complaining and they're throwing and showering so much hate to Elon Musk, it makes zero sense. And to me, bold statement incoming. Here's a bold statement incoming in 3, 2, 1. It's indicative of the entitlement that this society has become way, way too comfortable displaying. It's heartbreaking. It's absolutely heartbreaking, the amount of entitlement that these rich, multi-mega millionaires are displaying. It's just absolutely unreal. Alyssa Milano said this. So by revoking my blue check mark because I wouldn't pay some arbitrary fee, someone can just be me and say a bunch of, I won't say that word. Does that mean Twitter and Elon Musk are liable for defamation or identity theft? Hold on, let me make this bigger. Identity theft or fraud. Now, as much as I think Alyssa Milano is a complete Nimrod, I will say this. When, and this is kind of, I think, where Elon Musk's maybe inexperience with how social media works kind of really drove itself home. I do agree that I think the verification kind of mumbo jumbo was half baked at best. The whole making the focus on the blue check mark and, adding a separate check mark and like a verified and another verified was just absolutely redonkulous, totally redonkulous. It made absolutely no sense at all. By the way, stick around, guys. Full-time content creator, been in the online ecosystem for over 10 years. I'm going to take your questions. If you have any questions about how to build an audience, how to monetize, how to create content, how to get more views, how to get more leads, customers, clients, how to make a living as a part-time or full-time content creator, how to monetize your skills, creativity, and experience in the creator economy. I'm your boy Nez, and I'm happy to help you with that. So if you have questions, start getting them cooked up because I'm going to take your questions soon. So the whole verification thing was just bupkis from the very beginning. I was not happy. As much as I think Elon Musk had the right intentions, et cetera, I think the whole verification thing, but I think he's just like anything, it goes through phases and stages. There's nothing wrong with failure. There's nothing wrong with mistakes. The only kind of I actually think it's interesting. Actually, there could be a big lesson there, but maybe what people are construing as, the big Twitter meltdown is that it was all public. I mean, all of these business pivots, is a very common, cliche term, pivoting here and there. They were all just, everybody had a magnifying glass and a front row seat to them. 99% of the time, you don't see these kind of changes, but it's a social media company. Everything is on full blast and full display. So I agree with Nutjob over here that, the verification thing was just a train wreck. That's not why I paid for Twitter Blue, though. And I think now with the different types of verification badges, and he took away that second check mark, and now there's a golden one, there's a gray one for government entities, et cetera, et cetera. Thank you so much. Sent TikTok universe to, thank you. I don't know. Are those gifts? Are you guys giving me gifts on TikTok? I don't know. Are you sharing this? I really appreciate it. Thank you. Sending it to the TikTok. I don't know that much about being live on TikTok, so I apologize. Let me know. School me. It's okay. I rarely go live on TikTok, so I don't know how the kind of gifts and all that work too much. But I really appreciate it. Thank you for the likes. Make sure you follow. If you're interested in learning how to monetize in the creator economy, I am your creator economy ambassador. And that's what we do. We help you monetize. We help you get better at being a content creator, which is really getting better at being a business owner. But now it's been worked out. It's kind of been hashed out. And yes, I think the blue check mark is still kind of meaningless. It doesn't really have any kind of bearing, or doesn't have really any significance other than the fact that it shows that you are verified through a driver's license or some kind of ID, okay, which is fine. But here's why I paid for Twitter Blue. Okay, this is why I paid for the check mark, because the reason I say that is because somebody, okay, who was it? Somebody was like, I actually genuinely asked, oh, I got to show you this. Look at this. Probably the biggest meltdown. Let me go back here and make this bigger. Probably the biggest meltdown ever was Bette Midler. And most of you guys probably have no clue who Bette Midler is. Elon decided, I'm going to do it in her, like, let me drink some water. Elon decided that I'm not me. I'm fake. I mean, this is an actor who made a huge comeback with Hocus Pocus 19, or however many they made. All those crap movies I had to sit through with my daughter. Elon decided that I'm not me. I'm a fake and obliging me. Oh, these dramatic, self-important actors who has contributed mightily to your platform. Oh, you've contributed. I've never seen one of your tweets ever go viral, ever get retweeted. I don't, how have you contributed to the platform? To pay monthly because you don't have enough money and you're humiliated because everyone thinks you're a pathetic. I mean, you're a grown-ass woman and you're talking like this? You're a grown-ass human being and you're talking like this. And what did Elon do? He paid for her blue check mark. He paid for her blue check mark because check this out. She got her check mark back, and this is all she had to say. All she had to say was, thank you. Yeah, Elon gave me back my blue check, but I didn't pay for it. Does that make me a good guy or a bad guy? I didn't know you were a guy. I'm so confused. And by the way, this brings up a really good point. I am confused as well. I don't quite understand. Probably just because he was just like, okay, fine. If it's really that big of a deal, I'll pay for it. If it's really that big of a deal, I think he did the same thing to Charlie Sheen. Who I really was a big fan of Charlie Sheen, with Major League. I still am. And I have nothing wrong. I mean, nothing. I really don't have the time to hate anybody. Okay. But so I don't have any like animosity towards these celebrities. I just think they're pathetic. That's all. Hey, Robin, good to see you. Robin says she is supposed to be a good actress. Yeah, supposed to be. Hey, Lewis, how you doing, brother? It's very, very strange. I really don't understand. Where is all this backlash coming from? I mean, here's a guy who has revolutionized the car industry, revolutionized the energy sector, revolutionized the space. I mean, to ridicule him about the rocket exploding. I mean, she has so many other tweets too, guys, by the way, where she just mocks the explosion that happened recently with the SpaceX launch. This guy has actually invested so much money, so much time and energy because he was inspired by Buzz Aldrin, Neil Armstrong, and all of these great, true heroes that came before him. And he gets nothing but mockery. He gets nothing but mockery in return. It's a travesty. It's sad. It's really, and this is just a minor example. I mean, there's so many more examples, but I want to tell you why I paid for Twitter Blue, and something that maybe because you might be thinking, well, maybe I should get it too. Should I get Twitter Blue too? Maybe not. I mean, it is still free technically. But this is why I want to read this because I want to make sure that, I'm accurate about this. So number one, you get longer tweets. You can create tweets and replies and quotes up to 4,000 characters long. I'm not really a big fan of this. I kind of like the forced constraints of being concise. But hey, that's cool. I'm not a really big fan of threads either. You can edit tweets up to 5 times within 30 minutes. Okay, that should be free, but that's cool. Here's why I truly bought Twitter Blue. You can share your favorite moments in 1080p full video, and you can upload longer videos that are up to 60 minutes long with 1080p and up to 10 minutes long on iOS and Android. The ability to upload videos to Twitter, to me, is probably one of the least talked about things. Okay. It's one of the least talked about things, but I think it's actually probably something that needs to be talked about. Let me share a percentage with you. Let me share a very important statistic with you. 65% of all internet traffic in 2022 came from video-oriented websites. We're talking YouTube, we're talking TikTok, Instagram, right? 65% of all internet traffic. If you've been paying attention to our show and my channel and what we've been talking about, the content that we've been creating for you day in and day out, I've been talking about how video is literally 21st century communication. Everything is about video. That video, now that it's so easy to create content with your smartphone, video is everything. There's nothing that is as powerful, as visceral, that creates and provokes reaction, experience, feelings, thoughts, etc., like video does. I can come up with countless examples how a piece of footage, a video, a piece of film, a movie has changed massive lives, altered history as we know it. Time and a photograph, right, says 1,000 words. Well, the video says 1,000,000 words. So, video is everything, and the internet has just taken it to a whole new level. The fact that Twitter, and I have seen such great traction, and I have evidence from people that I know personally, people I know professionally, people I follow on Twitter who are getting such amazing traction with Twitter video. And the fact that I can get more reach, the fact that I get preferred engagement, preferred reach with my tweets, it's worth $800, let alone $8. It's worth $80 at least a month. It's worth a lot. It's only $8, folks. And the fact that these celebrities are making such a big deal out of this just drives me up the wall. I don't have anywhere near the bankroll that Ben Stiller has. I don't have anywhere near. Can you imagine the royalties that talentless Bette Midler's getting on Hocus Pocus? Can you imagine? Oh my God, undeserved money. And she actually is the entitlement, the self-importance. I have contributed mightily to this platform. I have contributed mightily. I am a top contributor. It's absolute insanity. My man AL in the house. Tony Locke, what's up, brother? Hey, FYT Gug on Twitch. Good to see you. Robin says, out of these actors and actresses, Robin says, I use it, but like Facebook, I tend to stay away from it. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm telling you right now, Twitter is, I'll say it again. If you're just popping in, I'll just say it again. I think Twitter is the purest social media platform for the sheer reason that you're able to communicate, throw in your 2 cents, and actually get, traction, get the ability to communicate and connect. You can throw in your 2 cents on any event, on any historical, political, professional, entertainment news, any cultural phenomenon. You're able to throw your 2 cents in. And if done right, okay, if done right, and by the way, it's the same thing with really every platform. There is no kind of like 8 tips to maximize your reach on Twitter. I mean, really, it all comes down to one thing: is be completely 1,000,000,000% capital R real. And think about your audience. Don't make it about you. Think about your audience. That's how you gain traction in the creator economy, in any platform, on any piece of content. You make it about them. Make it intriguing to your audience, to the people you are directing your communication to your video, your content towards. If you do that, and you do it with capital R realness. I do too, AL. You're going to be fine. AL says a really good thing. I prefer Twitter over Facebook. Yeah, I am too. And by the way, if you have any questions, now's the time to ask. I'm live on TikTok as well. Good to see you guys. Come on in. If you're just joining us and you're wondering, who is this guy? What's going on? I'm Professor Nez, full-time content creator. I love eat, sleep, and breathe the creator economy. I am a full-time, I make a living with my content, and I have multiple brands, multiple channels, multiple businesses. And I just love helping other creators. I love helping other businesses because this is the most important thing in our society today is the creator economy. Your ability to communicate with power, with conviction, with purpose, get your story across and get other people to understand it is the most powerful thing you can do for yourself, your career, your personal life, your professional life. I think it's the most powerful thing, and not enough attention is drawn toward it. And so I'm hoping to help and bring my decades of experience to the table. So if you have any questions at all, now is the time. And by the way, replay viewers, podcast listeners, let me know in the comments, what are your thoughts on all the hullabaloo that's happening over at Twitter? Why do you think people are showering Elon Musk with so much hate? Why do you think everybody is just up in arms about the Twitter verification checkmark being removed from legacy accounts? What is the big deal about paying $8? I mean, for crying out loud, what's the big deal? It makes zero sense at all. So if you have any questions right now, we actually, we do have a couple of news items while you're coming up with questions. So let's, some breaking news, some new latest breaking news in the creator economy, new features. It's like my way of doing SNL Weekend Update. Okay, so big news in the creator economy. Number one, Instagram is allowing you to add up to 5 links to your bio, which is absolutely huge. You know, what we used to do is we would have like a link tree-esque. I use a different product, but we used to have basically a one link that leads to a bunch of other links. So my one link leads to my free newsletter. It leads to, you know, my Amazon shop. It leads to my merch store. It leads to my other channel, et cetera, et cetera. Big news. So the ability to add multiple links, up to 5 links to your Instagram bio to really direct your traffic. Instagram is definitely in the top 3 biggest platforms probably in the creator economy, with YouTube and TikTok right there. And so this is pretty big news. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on Instagram adding this brand new feature where you can add more than one link. Snap monetization expands to more creators. So Snapchat Stories monetization for Snapchat will expand to creators with at least 50,000 followers and 25 million monthly views. Are you on Snapchat? Let me know in the comments. Do you use Snapchat? I actually think, and people think I'm crazy, David Dobrik says on a panel that Snap is the primary platform he posts on. So, I mean, I think that's really interesting. I wonder if you use Snapchat. I made a prediction recently that I think Snapchat is going to make a monster comeback. I even bought new stock in Snapchat. I always like to look at the places that are underestimated. As soon as you underestimate a platform, or you underestimate, you know, an old dog that's been in the game for a while, I think you're in trouble. And so I have started creating content on Snapchat, and I found it really, really interesting. Not just, you know, retrospectively, but also kind of in a cool, kind of new, refreshing way too. So let me know if you create on Snapchat. I'd love to hear from you. Anthony says they stopped the bonus program, so I stopped posting reels. Yeah. We don't talk enough about this, but I'd love to say this right now because this is a perfect segue to that comment. You guys, this recession is real. I can tell you for a fact, as somebody who is a full-time content creator, The recession has hit the creator economy in a big, huge way. I have seen drops in views, drops in revenue, drops in CPM, RPM, drops in reach, engagement. You see these programs are leaving, like out of thin air. Amazon's, anytime these big tech companies make such monster layoffs, Amazon, Google, Meta, anytime you see these big companies, Microsoft, make huge layoffs like this, that should be an indication to you that something is going on and something is awry, because it is. Thank you, Robin. I appreciate that. That's fantastic. If you're just coming in, make sure you tap that thumbs up, hit the like button. I'd really, really appreciate it. And if you're interested in monetizing your skills, creativity, and experience in the creator economy, actually making money creating content, and maybe even getting leads for your business, this is the place to be. I'm your ambassador to the creator economy, Professor Nez, and we go live. We used to go live every single week, but some things have changed. So I'm not going live every week as much as I used to. As a matter of fact, the last time I went live on a Sunday was probably a month ago, if not longer. I have been really, really steeped in my other businesses and entities projects that I've been doing, but I haven't forgot about New Destination. I love you guys. I love talking about the creator economy. I love talking about content creation and what's happening, how we can, as creators, can better serve our audiences and better serve our ability to sustain ourselves and pay our bills and pay our rent, pay our mortgages. So La Diosa in the house. Good to see you. Great to see platforms making reach easier for creators. No, they're not making it easier. They're making it harder, at least right now with the recession. I truly believe the recession is, nobody's saying anything. The president won't actually officially say it, but the recession is here, y'all. I have to tell you the truth. The recession is here, and if you haven't seen it hit your pocketbook, if you haven't seen it hit you at the grocery store, hit you when I tried to take my family out to dinner the other day. It was $100, where normally it would have been maybe $40, $50 tops. $100 for dinner. And this wasn't even a nice place. It was just an average place. We're in a major, major recession. And the answer to this is we got to put in even more work. We just got to put in more diversification. Understand. That's why I talk about Instagram. I talk about Twitter. I don't just talk about YouTube. I don't just talk about TikTok. I don't just talk about Amazon. I don't just talk about live streaming. I don't just talk about podcasting. I don't just talk about short form content. I don't just talk about blogging. I talk about it all, because the number one bulletproof method for you to combat the recession, any time period, any epoch in history, is diversification. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. We've heard that phrase before. Yes, La Diosa, thank you for the correction. Yes, you're right. Easier as in links in the bio. Yes, exactly. Anybody have any questions at all? Let me know what your comments and thoughts are on all these celebrities getting their panties in a twist over, paying $8. Who has any questions? Hey, Nez, how do I monetize on this? Hey, Nez, how do I create better content? How do I come up with ideas? Let me know what questions you have, and I'm happy to answer them. And I actually have a couple of audience members who have since, let's see here. I have a couple of audience members who have, let's see here, asked some questions rather. And let's see what kind of questions they have here. Okay, I like this question from Ansel Armstrong, creator from Texas. He says, and actually, you know what? I want to copy this and put it up on the screen. So Ansel says, this is a really good question. I like this. The balance between what I have to do in the short term to keep the lights on versus what I need to do in the long term for sustainability. How do I balance that? This is such a great question. And if you're watching or listening on the replay, Ansel, big shout out to you. This is such a great question. How do I keep the lights on short term versus what I need to do in the long term for sustainability? So it depends on a couple of things. It depends on what your goal is, what you're hoping to achieve, who are you serving, what kind of audience do you have? But, I truly believe that, the short-term play is to stick to what's working. What is bringing in the most revenue that is helping you to keep the lights on? Is it TikTok? Is it Amazon shoppable videos? Is it live streaming? Is it podcasting? Is it print on demand, e-commerce? What is it? Go as hard as you can on that, but don't be narrow-minded. Don't be tunnel vision just on that and that alone. So the long-term sustainability is what I just talked about, diversification. I wonder why people are talking about, what's this creator fund all about? I wonder why people are talking about Amazon Live. Why are people talking about live stream shopping? I wonder what's going on with Twitter. Can I monetize on Twitter? I definitely monetize on Twitter. You best believe I monetize on Twitter. Maybe I should think about creating some digital products or physical products to sell and open up my own e-commerce store. Long-term sustainability to me is equal to diversification. Short-term, keeping the lights on, tripling down, quadrupling down on what's working and what's bringing in the most revenue. Okay. So for example, for me, what's bringing me the most revenue right now isn't these live streams. Okay. Usually these live streams are sponsored. I have sponsors and I'm able to accrue partnerships, etc. These live streams that I'm doing right now, it's taking time away from other things that are bringing in the money. But I love doing it and I'm able to repurpose this and I'm able to get content out there that I can use and leverage on these other platforms as well as that long-term sustainability. So, short term, I'm diving headfirst into what's working and what's bringing in, what's helping me keep the lights on. And I'm doubling down on that, tripling down on that. Long term, I'm still doing my live streams. I'm still trying to connect with you, Nez Nation, and new audiences and going live on TikTok. Long term, I'm still trying to build those other streams, trying to build those other connections, build those other avenues of where I can get what I do best out there and help people and earn a living doing it, right? And so I help brands and content creators make better content so they can achieve their goals, right? And so I'm trying to create more presence on other places so I can reach them more readily. And Twitter is a great place. I'm telling you, Twitter is a great place to do that. That's why I'm willing to pay the $8. Who cares? I mean, blue verification checks don't mean anything. And by the way, have you thought about this? Why is it that everybody is jumping down Elon Musk's throat, but nobody's talking about paying $19.99, $17 a month for an Instagram blue check mark or a Facebook meta verification? Nobody's jumping down Zuckerberg's throat. You ever notice that? Nobody's jumping down Adam Mosseri's throat, but we're all jumping down Elon's throat. Why is that? Why are we jumping down Elon's throat, but not these other guys, not these other platforms that are copying him essentially? They're essentially copying Elon. And it's going to happen with more platforms too. TikTok is probably going to do it too. Snapchat might do it too. I don't know. YouTube might do it as well. Hey, pay, $12 a month to get verified. It's really a sign. I mean, Meta has laid off more people this year alone than they have in the last 10 years. So, I mean, they haven't laid off this many people in over 10 years. Says a lot. Says a lot about what's happening. And says a lot about what's happening with what I said earlier, that guys, we are in the thick of a recession, and I hope it gets better. There are some promising signs. Interest rates are slowly coming back down, unemployment, et cetera. But, with all this aid that we're giving Ukraine and all the government spending, it's going to hit everybody. And companies, are moving their manufacturing out of the US and going somewhere else, it's going to have an impact. It's going to have a major impact. It already has. It already has. So that is a great question. I love that question. Any live questions? How about you, TikTok? Any live questions about anything that the creator economy? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions at all about anything at all. Okay. Let's see if we can find another question while you guys are coming up with something here. I see a lot of questions about coming up with content ideas. I did an entire live stream about that you guys should definitely check out, where I literally go through exactly how I come up with content ideas. Any questions? Any live questions? Oh, okay. So my man AL says, "Do you think TikTok will be banned?" As I'm live on TikTok. I do not think TikTok will get banned in the US. I think it's really, really close right now. It's the closest it's ever come to being banned, but I think inevitably they're going to let TikTok do its thing. There might be some back end things that they're going to do. There might be some parameters that they might set, some policies, some changes that they're going to want to implement on the back end side. Thank you for the likes. I appreciate it. But I think overall, I don't think TikTok is going to get banned. I think there's so many people who are counting on TikTok for their business, counting on TikTok for their revenue. They're counting on TikTok to feed their families. A lot of Americans are counting on TikTok to feed their families. So I truly believe that TikTok won't get banned. I did a live stream where I was reacting to the CEO of TikTok, who was under fire. These congressional hearings were a joke. I mean, Congress, the people in our government are so out of touch. I mean, they have all the gray hairs are completely out of touch. They have no idea. Yes, La Diosa says society is spoiled with freebies. Yes. No, I don't think it'll get banned at all. I think there'll be some restrictions maybe, and there may need to be required some more transparency as far as data storage and data distribution. But other than that, I think TikTok is going to be fine. I want to hear from you. Let me know, because this channel is not about me. This podcast, this live stream is not about me. It's about you. So replay viewers, podcast listeners, anybody who's watching and listening to this, I want to hear from you. What do you want me to create content about? I'm here to create content for you, not for me. What are some major burning, gnawing, nagging questions that you have about the creator economy, about making money online, about making money with your content, about getting more reach, getting more views, getting more clients, customers, building out your online repertoire and your online presence? Let me know in the comments, because I'm the master of this. And I eat, sleep, and breathe the creator economy every single day. So just let me know in the comments, leave a question, and who knows, I will create a video, or maybe even do an entire live stream on it and give you a major shout out. So I want to really incentivize you to engage. I want to really incentivize you to comment and be a part of this awesome Nez Nation family, bringing more humanness to this digitalness. That's right. That is right. AL, you got something to say? AL says, every short I've posted is tanked. I'm tempted to stop. Could my channel be shadow banned? Yeah. Yeah, it could be shadow banned. I don't know why it would be shadow banned. Why do you think it would be shadow banned? Have you been creating content? Now, this is so this is something I want to talk about. This is interesting, because I don't think enough people talk about this. Nez, how do I create content and monetize that content when the topics that I talk about are a little bit, let's just say, advertiser unfriendly, and the language that I use is maybe advertiser unfriendly? Well, you just said it yourself. If you create content that is risque, political, religious, strong, stances on this topic, this thing, that thing, you are going to face major, major issues because advertiser friendly content is always going to make the most money. Why? Because advertisers, they only want to place their ads on content that is family friendly, which is why Mr. Beast videos make so much money. Never mind the fact that he gets hundreds of millions of views. But Mr. Beast is the epitome of this. He creates nothing but advertiser friendly content, that he doesn't do any bad words, no heavy, violent, explicit language, explicit images, nothing like that. But then, Professor Nez, I got to be me, right? Yes, you got to be you. But if you want to make money doing this, I would highly, highly suggest think about how there's always a way to communicate. You can still be you and not have to drop F-bombs every 10 minutes, every 2 minutes or whatever. Does that make sense? Nobody's telling you the truth. Everybody's saying be yourself. I'm saying don't be yourself. If yourself is you've got the mouth of a sailor and you are blasting F-bombs every 2 minutes, you're not going to make money in the creator economy, especially from an AdSense standpoint, okay? But if you truly want to take this seriously, you have to adjust and you have to adapt your content and be more advertiser friendly. It's that simple. Think about how everybody, mom, dad, nephew, child, daughter, son, can sit around the TV. YouTube TV is getting more and more popular. More and more viewers are coming from TV. But just a metaphor. It doesn't have to be TV. It can be smartphone. You need to think about, how can I position my content? How can I convey my content where if mom and dad really enjoy it, Bucky and Sally can enjoy it as well. Bucky and Sally? Who are they? Those are interesting names for kids. But you got to make it amenable to the family, which is why every single one of my content channels and every single one of my content businesses, all the content I create on multiple channels, there's not one bad word. Everything is very objective and neutral as far as like political and things that incite a lot of divisiveness. I'm very, very, family friendly. And we actually are family friendly systemically, intentionally, deliberately. And I think you should be too. I don't hear anybody talking about this. I'm really glad you brought this up. Your channel could very well be shadow banned. They're listening all the time. I mean, I just had this conversation with my wife today. They could be listening through your smartphone. I mean, if he's going back to the topic at hand, Elon Musk and Twitter, if the Twitter files are any indication, let me know what you think of the Twitter files, by the way, in the comments. If the Twitter files are any indication of how closely you are being monitored, they are monitoring your DMs. They know everything that you expose yourself to on any platform. They have a record of it, and they are keeping tabs, especially TikTok, especially Facebook, especially YouTube, especially Twitter, et cetera, et cetera. What you say, what you do, your actions, your words have consequences. They do. I mean, this is not a free forum, so to speak. It is it's a private company, and they can do whatever they want. If you're still, so why do you think it's shadow banned? So here's a question you have to ask yourself, okay? Here is a question you need to ask yourself, Tony, because this is really, really important. And I hope you take this the right way because you know how much I love you. The fact that your content is tanking, the fact that your content is not performing well, you may be pointing fingers at everything that is not true, except for the one thing that is true, which is pointing that finger right here to yourself. As content creators, one thing I love about, and I think I talked about this recently, one thing I love about Mr. Beast is, it took him 7 years to get any traction on YouTube. It took him 7 years, I think, to get his first 1,000 subscribers or something. Something astronomical like that, to get anything cooking. he finally came to a point where he said, you know what, I realized I wasn't deserving the views. My content wasn't deserving the views. Excuse me. Now, AL, I know you're the man, and I know you work your butt off. But if there's one thing I hope you've taken away from this podcast, is that I have been advocating time and time after again. This is the hardest thing on planet Earth I've ever done in my life. And I've been running businesses for 3 decades. This is the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. People who think, running a YouTube channel, which literally it's a business, sustaining yourself, running any content business as a business, running any channel as a business is one of the hardest things ever. You're essentially running a media company. You're wearing a million different hats. Plus, you have to be creative. And plus, you have to give the energy every single time you press record. You got to give that same consistent energy. It's not easy. With all intents and purposes, it's the exact opposite of easy. Hey, Ahmad, good to see you. So, AL, you're not going to like hearing this. And, it may sound harsh, but it might have absolutely zero to do with the platform, and it might have 100% to do with your content. It might not have to do with anything. If you're doing family-friendly content, and there's no reason to shadow ban you. Why would they shadow ban you? It makes no sense. You have to ask yourself the tough questions. Does my content deserve the views, or does it deserve to tank? It's not an easy thing to accept. Believe me, I've been doing this for almost 10 years, and I still have videos that tank all the time. Videos I think are bangers tank. And do I get depressed? Do I get sad about it? Do I get upset about it? You better believe I do, because I put a lot of time, energy, and effort into it. But does your content deserve to be seen? Does it deserve the attention? I don't know. You need to ask yourself that. This is a tough one. It's a real tough one. Yes, exactly, La Diosa. Robin says, I've done that, pointing the finger at myself. Was it hard? And still look at myself. Yes, absolutely. It's not easy. It's not easy. Yeah, and here's another thing too, AL. Don't take it personally. It doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you or you're not good enough. Remember what I said. It took Mr. B 7 years just to get any traction with his content. We're talking about the number one creator, not recently, not today, of all time. He is the number one content creator of all time. This guy's literally looked at friends' channels, tweaked 5 things, and they've gone from $10,000 a month to $50,000 a month in revenue. I mean, he's a genius when it comes to content creation. He is the Mozart of content creators. It's the hardest thing on planet Earth. Yeah, La Dios, it's the hardest thing. It takes constant. But you know what? I think that's what's part of the fun. I think that's what's part of the challenge. I kind of like the challenge of it. If it was easy and I was just doing banger after banger, you know what? I'd get bored. I'd get bored and I'd want to quit. I guarantee it, because I know myself, and I can get bored pretty quickly. The types of challenges that I'm facing, that every content creator faces every day, it's so fun to me. And I swallow it up. I embrace it. And I just, okay, I got to keep going. I got to keep trucking. I got to keep trying. I got to keep doing this. So just keep cooking. Just keep cooking. And I promise it'll get better. Don't give up. Don't quit. Take a hard look at yourself. Ask yourself the hard questions. And I promise you're going to see a difference. It will happen. It just takes time. Any other questions? Any other questions at all before we wrap up the show? Guys, I have a gift for you if you're interested. I have a gift for you before you leave. In the pinned comment, in the show notes, and the description, I have a guide just to kind of give you for free. It's a free download. It's the top 28 vetted ideas and ways that you can make money online today. Not tomorrow, not next week, not a month from now. 28 different, these are probably ideas you've never even thought of before. And I organized it with full instructions, full, explanation, and a nice, easy, free, it's absolutely free download in the pinned comment and in the show notes and description. Go check it out. It's absolutely free. Download that for free. That's my gift to you. We worked really hard on vetting all these different things. We didn't want to do 5. We didn't want to do 10. We definitely came up with like 50. That was too much. These 28 we think are the best. 28 is a good number. So go check that out in the pinned comment. And as always, it's your boy Nez, and I love you guys. Don't forget to go check out the next video coming up. And if you're interested, guys, in, understanding how to monetize in the creator economy, you're in the right place. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you follow. Join our free newsletter, professornez.com/insider. And I will see you in the next one. Thank you. Love you guys. Have a great week.